Hey y'all, Iric Sky here. Welcome back to another live show. Now today's live show is going to be all about the DJI Mini 3 Pro. That's right, the brand new latest drone from DJI, the DJI Mini 3 Pro, and want to just chat about it, want to get y'all's feedback. What do you think? And obviously the expectation, again, expectation, not guaranteed, but the expectation is that it will likely release on May the 10th of 2022, which is Tuesday. So go ahead, if you haven't already, go to my website, epicdroneshow.com, and bookmark that. And when it's available, you'll be able to find it on epicdroneshow.com, and then just click Buy a Drone. Likewise, within the video description of this video, if you expand this video's description and then click Buy a Drone there, it'll take you to the same spot. So thanks in advance for your support, and yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So at the time of watching this video, now if you're watching this video live on May the 7th at approximately 2:39 p.m. New York City time, East Coast time in the United States, then this is live. But if it's previously recorded, there's a possibility that the DJI Mini 3 Pro is already available to order. So again, check that link. But it's going to be an exciting drone. It's going to be smaller. It's going to be lighter. Obviously, USB recharge capability, so you can recharge it off the grid. One of the greatest things about it, and this will push it over the lesser weight limit. You know, it's advantageous to have a drone that is smaller and lighter in a lot of situations. And again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a member of the government. But there are certain situations where a smaller and lighter drone may not be subject to as many of the regulations. Again, may. Operative word is may. So with that being said, if you get the extra sized battery, the larger battery for the DJI Mini 3 Pro, the larger battery for the DJI Mini 3 Pro will provide enhanced battery life, but it'll also push it over that weight limit. So that's something to be aware of. So for that reason, I'm probably just going to stick with the standard size batteries, because especially with a battery bank in the field, a USB battery bank with a solar panel, I'll be able to keep everything topped off. And the battery life, and again, to be tested in the field as soon as I get my DJI Mini 3 Pro out in the field, but the battery life, I think with the stock battery, is expected to be exceptional. So I don't have any battery life concerns. And again, for most of the videos that I'm filming for my YouTube channel, the maximum duration is usually about 10 minutes. So if I can get a battery with over 20 minutes of flight time, that's more than enough to shoot and then reshoot if I need to on a single charge of a battery. So, you know, I'm not too concerned about crazy, insane battery life. There's not really a business need for me, but everyone's use case is different. You know, you may be using a drone and you may have the need for significantly greater battery life. And if that's the case, that's fine. But it is cool that it does seem that DJI will be offering both the standard capacity battery and then also the enhanced capacity battery for the DJI Mini 3 Pro. And that's something they didn't have to do. And I've dealt with third-party batteries in the past, and one of the third-party battery brands that I've had great success with was Wasabi Power. Now, I don't know, I haven't checked in with Wasabi Power in a while. I don't know if they're still making batteries, but when I used their batteries for several drones that I had in the past and cameras, they were really solid performing batteries. But yeah, DJI Mini 3 Pro, it's going to really shake up the playing field. I mean, it's again today at the time of filming this live show, it's May the 7th of 2022, and it's just hard to stop thinking about this DJI Mini 3 Pro. And again, the DJI the Mavic Pro 3 that came out, it didn't really capture my interest. But this drone, the DJI Mini 3 Pro, ooh, yeah, I mean, I'm all over this if y'all can't tell. I mean, this is just the build up for what's coming, and I just want to get y'all's thoughts. A lot of people are in here, man, in chat. Y'all are quiet, man. Y'all are super quiet. Oh, I didn't have the chat button on. There we go. Okay, there we go. And don't forget, if you want to, you can super chat during the live show. And then after this show is no longer live, if you're watching the previously recorded version, you can always feel free to click Super Thanks, which is a new feature that I've added to my channel. If you look below any of my videos, you'll see a button that says Thanks. And that's super thanks. So what that is a way to support my channel if you choose to do so. So that's present across all of my videos now. You know, a new feature that YouTube was able to roll out to my channel. So I'm thrilled about that, man. You know, anything I can do to get support, you know, it matters. Drinking my H2O, the water, or the water, as people may call it, the water, whatever it is, it's good. I like water. Water's good. You know, there's a lot of stuff that people drink, you know, and soda and all that. It's got all that sugar and high fructose or high fructose corn syrup, stuff that's not really that good for you. I mean, you know, anything in moderation is good. You can have some pie, have some cake, you know, whatever you want to do. But, you know, this next week is going to be something out of this world. I mean, this DJI Mini 3 Pro is going to do something for the drone industry that no other drone's done. I mean, we've seen drones kind of foreshadow what's coming. You know, one of those drones, of course, was the DJI Mavic Mini, the first miniature drone that DJI released. And then they released the DJI Mini 2, exceptional drone, 4K camera, exceptional battery life, USB recharge. I mean, just a really good and exceptionally great drone. But now, since we've seen the previous models of the Mini series from DJI, now we're getting a professional model, a pro version. So the thing that excites me the most is to see what that pro badge is going to bring to the drone. You know, is that camera quality going to be extra good? Is that low light performance? You know, you're filming a sunset or something like that, dude. Is that quality going to be extra good? Is the autofocus going to be extra reliable? Autofocus is something that, and I've mentioned this over and over, and I'm not bashing DJI, but I'm just telling you how it is. Check out my videos where I swam to that island. You know, I got my boat and I anchored it up and swam out to that island, and I got there in the first few seconds of the flight with my DJI Mavic 2 Pro. That's the one that has a 1-inch sensor Hasselblad. It was poorly focused because the autofocus with that drone failed me. Intermittently, it failed me. And sure, I could use manual focus, but if I forgot to manual focus, then I ran the risk of getting poorly focused footage. So there was too many. Not having reliable autofocus was a huge pain point with that drone. And that's why I hope with the DJI Mini 3 Pro that autofocus is 100% reliable, because autofocus is so important. And I mean, granted, for my other cameras, you know, I use Sony Alphas. I use autofocus on those a lot of the time because autofocus is so reliable. But most of the time I'll use autofocus to achieve the peak focus, and then I'll kick my G Master lens over to manual focus to eliminate any sort of focus breathing, you know, kicking it into manual focus mode after I've achieved what I feel is peak focus. So, but I'm hoping, yeah, again, with the DJI Mini 3 Pro, I'm hoping that the DJI Mini 3 Pro's camera has reliable autofocus. Because a lot of people say, well, why don't I just use manual? And maybe that's what you want to do. You know, maybe you preference using manual focus for your aerial videos. And that's fine if you do. But for me, my mind tells me that, okay, when I go out, did I charge my batteries? Yes. Did I update to the latest firmware? Yes. Am I in a permissible location to fly? Yes. But do I often forget to kick it into manual focus? Yeah, that happens. And that's a problem, because then you've flown and potentially some or all of your footage is completely useless because it's not focused properly. And that's super annoying. And that's why I want a reliable autofocus system within the DJI Mini 3 Pro. But I mean, this thing, small, lightweight, USB rechargeable. It's got the obstacle avoidance. A lot of people, including myself, have said, well, you know, I don't care about obstacle avoidance. Honestly, I wish they had left that off just to reduce the weight more. If they had left the obstacle avoidance off, could they have put in an even higher capacity battery without tipping over that weight threshold? You know, I don't know. I don't use autofocus because I'm confident enough with my drone flying abilities that I don't need it. But I guess it is good because it does make the drone be perceived as a safer and more responsible drone. You know, there's a lot of people, there's people that'll bash anything, man. And the drone hobby, you know, when it first came to Robert 30_mauve. Robert, welcome aboard, sir. He says, just saw this. What do you expect the price to be? My expectation is that it would have to be below $1,000 US. You know, that's my best expectation. Now, you know, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, do so and ring that bell, and that'll keep you notified every time I post another video or another live show. And also bookmark, if you haven't already, epicdroneshow.com. Epicdroneshow.com is my website, and you can go there, and the top link, it's a big picture and big thing that says buy a drone. You can bookmark that and just keep a refresh on it every day or so. And as soon as the DJI Mini 3 Pro releases, you will find it there, the various bundles. I think there's probably going to be one that has the, you know, the fancy controller with the screen, and there's probably going to be another bundle that's bring your own device like your iPhone or your Android. And I don't know which one I'm going to go with yet. I may go with the one where I bring my own device just to keep the, you know, to keep the cost down a little bit. But I may go with the other one because I know, you know, there's a lot of viewers that would probably like to see how well or how poorly the controller with the screen performs with the DJI Mini 3 Pro. But again, to answer your question, I would expect these to come in under $1,000 US. I mean, because otherwise, you know, they're putting the Mini series, because they had the DJI Mavic Mini. They had the DJI Mini 2. Now they've got the DJI Mini 3 Pro. Just because they put that Pro title at the end of it doesn't justify a drastic price increase. I mean, unless they're bringing us so much new technology that we couldn't even believe what it's going to do, unless they're bringing that, I couldn't see it going above $1,000 US price point. And I mean, $1,000 is oh, Robert just subbed. Woohoo! Cheers, man. I got my H2O. I got my H2O, man. Yes. But as soon as that price is, as soon as the drone's available to order, again, you will find it on epicdroneshow.com. And I'm going to be all over it in my videos, the unboxing, the first flight with the Mavic, with the DJI Mini 3 Pro. Excuse me. I ate too much fried chicken. Too much fried chicken, man. But, hold on. Hiccups. Okay, they're gone. They're gone. Yeah, I ate some chicken, some fried chicken with some garlic parmesan and some fried mushrooms. Yep. But that'll give you the hiccups. So, yeah, anyway, Geo1, what's up? Geo1, if you don't know Geo1 is a long-time subscriber to the channel. Deeply appreciated. And speaking of that, Geo1, did you know that Robert, that is in the audience today, Robert is a new subscriber. Robert just subscribed to Our Skies Adventure channel. So again, and actually I'm going to do a celebratory, well, I can't do the didgeridoo. The didgeridoo is reserved for super chats only. So if people super chat, I'll do the didge, but let me get the didge over here. Hold on. So this right here, if you haven't heard it before, this is what I refer to as the sound of the super chat. So anytime a member of the audience chooses to super chat, and you can super chat, there's a little super chat button within the chat box. If people choose to super chat, and it doesn't matter how much, but if they choose to super chat, I will sound the super chat. So this is an authentic didgeridoo from Australia. So this is the real deal. But anyway, so if y'all choose to super chat, this thing will make a sound. So that's why I got it here. I got it ready. I'm just waiting for the super chats. But while we wait, let's go ahead and talk about the Mini 3 Pro. What do you want to know? You know, what are your concerns? Are you new to the drone hobby? You know, maybe you found this live show and you said, "Hey, I'm going to hop in there and I want to ask some questions about drones." You know, maybe Maybe you're a professional drone pilot. Maybe you're a commercial airline pilot. You know, whatever your position may be, let's talk. You know, tell me about it. Let's just talk through everything here. So, yeah. So I'm so excited because this will be the first new drone that I've had since the, the last one I did was DJI Mavic Air 2S. The Mavic Air 2S, exceptional drone. It's got a 1-inch sensor camera, exceptional low light performance, exceptional autofocus. Actually, I preference the DJI Air 2S over the Mavic 2 Pro, even though the Mavic 2 Pro had a Hasselblad branded camera, which the color on that Mavic 2 Pro's camera was great. But the fact that the Mavic 2 Pro, even with all the latest firmware updates, did not have 100% rock-solid autofocus, that made the Air 2S, which does not have a Hasselblad branded camera, it made it come into the lead. And the Big B 1973, welcome aboard, sir. Another long-time subscriber, dude. Appreciate it. Should you sell the Mini 2? I mean, wait to see what the Mini 3 Pro does first. You know, wait to see the video quality that I achieve with mine, and, you know, check out some other videos too and see what kind of quality others might receive. You know, I wouldn't jump in if, you know, since you got the Mini 2, I don't know if I would necessarily jump in. Let's see what it does first. But, you know, after it releases and I've unboxed it and been out in the field with it, I mean, my hope is that this is going to be radically new and better, and it's going to get a lot of people excited, and there's going to be a lot of people who want to buy it. So, Space Lord says, what is the sensor size on the Mini 3 Pro, at least from what I've heard? And again, and I'll acknowledge this, there are some videos out there of alleged leaked DJI Mini 3 Pros. I don't trust anything that surfaces before the release of the product, which is expected to be the 10th. I don't trust any of the specs. I don't trust any of the videos that appear. I don't even trust the videos that appear the morning of the release of the new drone, because that implies that they were pre-filmed, which means that they had early access to the drone, which doesn't mean it's necessarily the retail version of that drone. So the sensor size, I don't know. My assumption, and I could be wrong, but my assumption is that it's probably not going to be a 1-inch sensor, just because of the size and the weight of that 1-inch sensor. I mean, keep in mind, part of the Mini, you know, the Mini 3 Pro and its predecessor, the Mini 2 and the DJI Mavic Mini, you know, the predecessors, they wanted to keep that weight down. And that's why, you know, that's why you're not seeing a lot of the things on the Mini series that you do, the Air and the Mavic Pro series, the Mavic Air and the Mavic Pro series. So, you know, that's I doubt it's going to be 1-inch, but it begs the question, you know, great question, because if they're releasing an optional larger capacity drone battery for the DJI Mini 3 Pro that'll enhance flight time, if they're releasing that, and that's going to tip it over the weight, you know, whatever it is, why couldn't they provide a modular camera option and maybe provide the option of a 1-inch sensor camera for the DJI Mini 3 Pro that may tip it over the, you know, the weight that they have on it? But if you're going to do that with a large capacity battery anyway, if you chose to upgrade the battery, why not have the option of choosing to upgrade the camera and tipping it over just with the weight of the camera? Look at that. Look at that drone right there, man. Look at that. And then Robert says, should I buy the first Mini 3 Pro in the stores or wait 6 months? Dude, who? Oh, whoa. What you should do is go, as soon as it releases, go to epicdroneshow.com and click buy a drone. That's my website. And as soon as it's available to order, I'll have all the Mini 3 Pro bundles and accessories there, and that helps to support my channel. Again, completely optional, but if you choose to shop through my links, that really helps my channel. I am an independent YouTube channel. Meatball says, cool bong. Meatball. This is a didgeridoo, and this is from Australia. And what I call this, I call it the sound of the super chat, because anytime that someone in the audience, including yourself, if you choose to super chat, you can click that super chat button in the chat area. And if you choose to super chat, what I will do to celebrate every super chat, again, this is not limited to one super chat. You know, people can choose to super chat multiple times if they want to. But anytime I receive a super chat during a live show, I will make this sound. I call it the sound of the super chat. And it's this didgeridoo. And it's a very cool sound, man. So if a super chat comes in, or if you decide to submit a super chat, you will get to hear this sucker. So, yep, that's what it is, man. It's a didgeridoo, a didge, dude, a didge. So, yeah, so DJI Mini 3 Pro. DJI Mini 3 Pro is going to be, in my opinion, and again, we all have different needs when it comes to drones. You know, for me, it's very small. It's very lightweight. It needs to be, it doesn't have to be, but it's optimal if I can recharge off the grid. Because what that means is if I'm off the grid in the backcountry and I'm trying to keep my size and weight down because I got food, I got, you know, sleeping stuff, I got a tent and all kinds of other stuff. If I want to keep the travel size and weight down, you know, being able to pack maybe one battery and then recharge it with a USB solar battery bank is better than carrying multiple batteries because of the size and the weight. And obviously with a Mavic 3 Pro, Mavic 2 Pro, Mavic Air 2S, you know, any of those drones, you don't have the option with those drones of recharging with USB. So you got to have like a wall outlet, or you got to have one of those chargers. Like you got to have, you know, like I've recharged it in the boat. You know, you could get one of those car charger type adapters for your Mavic Air 2S, your Mavic 3 Pro, your Mavic 2 Pro. But that's not optimal because, again, you know, it's not something you could use with a USB solar battery bank. And those batteries are larger and heavier, so when you're trying to keep your weight down and carry a drone with you while you're in the backcountry and you're, you know, carrying everything in a backpack, that's where this drone, that's why I'm so hooked on the possibility of DJI Mini 3 Pro being the best drone yet. Because if I can achieve as good or better video quality than the Mavic Air 2S, then the DJI Mini 3 Pro will be the best drone in the world at this point in time. Now, and again, you know, to be tested in the field, I got to take it out there. I got to test it in various lighting conditions. You know, I don't want to jump to assumptions and say that it is. I don't want to say that the DJI Mini 3 Pro is the best drone on the market today because I haven't tested it yet. You know, I haven't even received it yet. I haven't taken it out of the box yet. But as soon as I do, you know, we will all experience the thrill together. And there's few things more exciting than taking a new drone out in the field the first time. And just taking it out of the box is exciting too. I've asked the poll, and I said, does DJI Mini 3 Pro excite you? And so far there's been 4 votes. 50% said yes, 50% said no. So I would like to hear from y'all, the people that submitted the poll that says the DJI Mini 3 Pro does not excite you. Why does it not excite you? I mean, is there something I've overlooked about it, or is it just not, you don't think it's new enough in comparison to the DJI Mini 2? Why does the DJI Mini 3 Pro not excite you? I want to know this, man. Y'all comment in the chat. Yep. So, yeah, it is, again, today is Saturday in the United States of America. It's about 3 o'clock p.m. East Coast time, New York City time. And it's, you know, it's expected, you know, Tuesday morning, bright and early, man, expecting this DJI Mini 3 Pro to hit. And I can't wait to get it out there on epicdroneshow.com. And, you know, it's just going to be a really, really, really exciting experience. And again, we've got a lot more people tuning in. If y'all aren't already aware, this is the sound of the super chat. So if you choose to super chat, and you can choose to do so by clicking the super chat icon within the chat, if you choose to do that during this live show, this thing I will make a sound. It's an Australian thing. It's a didge. It's a didge, dude. And it'll make a sound, and I don't know, it's just exciting. Actually, last night, I did a live show, Epic Drone Show Live, and had one gentleman on there. He super chatted twice. So, I mean, this thing was going off all throughout that show because I was getting so many super chats. So it's really cool when that happens. Let's see. Yep, the allergens are bad. That's going to be the one challenge with the DJI Mini 3 Pro, the time of the release, because, see, I've got all these allergies, so I got to be extra careful while I'm flying, and don't try to sneeze too much. And I'm not going to fly with a mask on because I'd feel like a fool, man. I'm not going to do that to keep the allergens out. But yeah, nothing's going to stop me, man. The heat, the rain will stop me. If it's raining, I will have to delay the first flight in the field with the DJI Mini 3 Pro. But that's the only thing that would deter me from flying on schedule. Because I mean, my objective here is to get that sucker out in the field ASAP. That's right, man. Got to get that DJI Mini 3 Pro out in the field as soon as possible. So it's going to be a very, very fun. Oh, we got another vote. Now, does the DJI Mini 3 Pro excite you? 40% no, or 40% yes, 60% no. So out of these 5 votes, there are more people that are not excited about the DJI Mini 3 Pro than are. So, am I, let's see. We got the Big B 1973. It doesn't excite me because of the cost. As I said, I have the Mini 2, so I'm not droneless. Hey, that's completely understandable. And again, we haven't seen the cost yet, because until it releases, until I publish all the bundles on epicdroneshow.com, we're not going to know how much it costs. My assumption is that it's probably going to be under $1,000, but if it pushes closer to that $1,000 mark, that's getting very pricey for a miniature drone. That was one of the draws of the Mini series, was that it was a more affordable drone. Not just the value adds that I've already mentioned, but the fact that it was a more affordable drone. That was one of the things that really attracted me to the Mini series, was just the more approachable price point. So yeah, if they're coming in hot and they're at or above $1,000, and that's gonna make a lot of people, unless you're people that really need that ultra portability, that ultra recharge off of the grid capability. Unless you're that type of drone user, that price point will steer a ton of people away if it comes in hot. True Seeker says, I'm droneless, but I'm not sold on drones yet, so I voted no. Hey, that's understood. I'll tell you something, man. True Seeker. When I started drones late, I started with drones with the DJI Phantom 1 after the Phantom 2 had already been out for a while. And the reason I did that was I was afraid it was just going to go up and fly away or crash, and I was going to lose all that money. Now, looking back, I wish I had started with drones as soon as the Phantom 1 released, because I missed a lot of time there, man. But, once you've flown them, and once you've established that level of understanding and confidence in the aircraft, it just becomes so second nature to fly. And I understand your hesitation, and it's, you can't, you're gonna have that mindset until you just break down and get one. What I would encourage you to do, True Seeker, and you can go over to epicdroneshow.com and click buy a drone. I would encourage you to check out the original, the old school, the OG DJI Mavic Mini. Check it out. Very affordable, fun. You fly it, you get used to the flight dynamics, and then if you really like it, then you could step up to a more current or a larger drone if you want to go with the Air or the Pro. the Mavic Pro, whatever you may choose to go with. I mean, it's, once you experience the Mini, the app and the flying dynamics and all of that are the same. It's just a smaller and lighter drone. And again, this is the sound of the super chat. So if anybody chooses to super chat, every time I get a super chat, this thing will make a sound. But it hasn't made a sound yet. So, and again, super chats aren't required, but it's just one of those fun ways to celebrate the super chat. But yeah, True Seeker, don't hold yourself back. If you got some disposable cash and you want to have some fun, you can have a lot of fun with a drone, a lot of repeat fun. It's not something like you buy and you use it and it's gone. I mean, it's a purchase that keeps on entertaining. So it's but I can understand your hesitation. We've all been there before. I can definitely understand your hesitation. So what else? Why do others not like the drone? So we've heard from two people. Space Lord, you ever crashed a drone? Yes, and we'll talk about that. But first, and this is what happens when we get a super chat. Space Lord was generous enough to super chat, and you can see it in the chat. It says super chat, $2, super chat. So that means that the sound of the super chat goes off. Okay, so that was the sound of the super chat. Thanks again to Space Lord. Space Lord super chat in the channel. That is awesome. Deeply appreciated. And now I'm going to answer a super chat question from Space Lord. He said, have you ever crashed a drone? Actually, I did. And that drone was a Phantom 2 Vision Plus. And what happened, it was a mistake, man. I was out in the Arcodius. You can check out the Arcodius on my channel. But I was out cruising in the Arcodius, and I launched the Phantom 2 Vision Plus from the back of the Arcodius. From the aft of the Arcodius. And while it was flying, I was checking out a waterfall on the shore, and there were some branches, and, keep in mind, that's before we had obstacle avoidance. And sometimes depth perception, honestly, while you're flying, and you're also, I was on the Arcodius, so it wasn't that big of a vessel, so there was the general rocking of the waves. And that combined with the sunlight and the shadows and everything. There was a small twig, and the Phantom 2 Vision Plus hit the small twig. Phantom 2 Vision Plus crashed. Fortunately, it crashed on dry land. I was able to retrieve it. But it was inoperable. So I did crash one drone, and that's the only drone since Phantom 1 through present that I've ever crashed. And it was, again, it was my fault. And, obviously nobody was injured because I was in a safe and responsible location. But it was worth it. I still had a good time. I mean, sometimes your equipment fails, and that wasn't an equipment failure. That was a pallet error, on a twig. So, it happens. Did it make me stop flying drones and filming YouTube videos? No. No. The Big B 1973. Drones are definitely a tool. You can always use a flying camera. Yes, you can. Well, you should be able to, but There's so many places I would love to use a flying camera, and I can't because of all the regulations, and that's what makes it not as fun. But fortunately, there are an abundance of places where it is easy and permissible to fly a drone, and yeah, it is great to have a flying camera. Completely different perspective, and it's, you could have a ton of traditional camera equipment, photo and video equipment, and never be able to capture the perspectives that one can capture with a drone, with that flying camera. Space Lord says, you live and learn. Yep. Definitely do. So, but what I do know, and again, have you ever crashed? I never crashed a drone as the result of drone failure. So, DJI drones have been rock solid. Begs the question, why have we not seen any competitors try to compete with DJI? I mean, sincerely try to compete with DJI. Remember Parrot Anafi? That was a pretty cool little drone. They never released a follow-up. They released that, and it was pretty good, but it wasn't good enough, and they never released a follow-up. So I don't think we're ever going to see a competitor step up and try to dethrone DJI. I mean, GoPro, their drone was recalled. I don't even know. There's not really any other big drone manufacturers out there. Parrot could just never get out of the toy space. They always thought the drones had to be toys. They never got into the serious hobbyist or prosumer area. And I thought they were going to try to do that with the Anafi, but sadly they didn't. I like competition, but now we've had 6 votes. Does the DJI Mini 3 Pro excite you? 50% yes, 50% no. So we're half and half now. So if you haven't done the poll in the chat, feel free. And also, if you want to hear the sound of the super chat again, don't forget to super chat. Space Lord has super chatted, very, very deeply appreciated. So yeah, it's going to be a fun adventure here with the DJI Mini 3 Pro. And again, I've said this over and over, but I've just got to reinforce the fact this is the drone that's excited me more than any drone within the past. I'll go as far as to say the past, I guess the first drone that I was really excited about, the Phantom 1, because I'd never owned a drone until then. So that excitement will be hard to trump. But since Phantom 1, I guess one of the ones I was most excited about was the DJI Mavic. Or no, prior to the Mavic, I was excited about the Phantom 2. Was it Phantom 2 Pro? When they started, or the Phantom 2 Vision Plus, once we started getting the gimbals, because the gimbals with the integrated DJI branded cameras, that made a lot of, that made the video and, video stability and everything so much better. It was so much better than adding one of those. I did the Zenmuse GoPro mount on the earlier drones, and that just wasn't the same as a DJI branded camera. The Big B 1973, is that your wife in the thumbnail? No, she doesn't do YouTube, man. I keep her out of the tubes, dude, because I just, she's not into the face on camera and all that. So I just keep it. I keep her out of the stuff, out of the YouTube. That's a choice, I'm not. She doesn't want to be. That's fine. I'm all over the YouTube. But yeah, I get all these other girls. They get into some of my videos and my thumbnails. So, but yeah. So, man, this drone, this Mini 3 Pro, man, it is going to be. I just hope the battery life, if I can achieve at least 15 minutes, I'm going to be more than happy, because a lot of my YouTube videos, 4 to 5 minutes in duration. If I've got 15 minutes of battery life with the single charge with the Mini 3 Pro, I can do one complete video, a second one, which is kind of if the first one's not what I want, and then I got a few more minutes to go in and out, the flying area, wherever I'm flying. So more than enough time to capture quality videos. And that's But yeah, I'm just excited to be able to have something that's so small and so lightweight, but hopefully meet or exceed the camera performance of the DJI Mavic Air 2S. Because the Mavic Air 2S is kind of what I'm using as a benchmark for the DJI Mini 3 Pro. Because they're attaching the word Pro to a mini series drone now. It needs to sincerely be professional in the camera area. So, if we're not getting professional quality, I'm going to be deeply disappointed, and I'll call it out. If that's the case, I will call it out in my videos. Again, nothing here is sugar-coated. This, since Phantom 1 till present, and going forward, it's always going to be honest drone videos. Nothing here. I got on my shoulder, man, I got some stuff from my grill. I bent over and ran into my grill. I washed my shirt, but it's still stained. Am I wearing my shirt? Yes, I am, because I don't have to worry about every little speck of dust and every little imperfection in videos, within the videos. So, just something to be aware of. I keep it real on this channel. There's nothing here that's going to mislead or try to convince. I mean, just like as we were looking in the chat earlier here with the Truth Seeker. Truth Seeker said he's droneless, but I'm not sold on drones yet, so I voted no. He's honest. I'm not trying to force him into a corner and say, dude, you got to buy a drone. I can provide encouragement, which I did. But, that's not my objective here. I'm not trying to convince anyone of anything. I am trying to encourage, and again, encourage everyone when you buy a drone, whether it's DJI Mini 3 Pro, maybe a bunch of drones, older drones, newer drones, accessories. Go to epicdroneshow.com and then click buy a drone. That helps to support my channel tremendously. That's my website. So, got to shamelessly promote my website, epicdroneshow.com. Oh, and speaking of that, and it's not, let me refresh. I don't think it's here yet, but I've got brand new Epic Drone Show t-shirts, hot off the press, and they are, let's see, I don't think they're in my feed yet. I think it's going to take maybe a few hours or a day or so, but as soon as they appear, you're going to have, so I've got multiple color options. I've got bright colors. I've got white. I've got gray. I've got blue. I've got yellow. Just a really good color variety, and just a really good gift for yourself and or others, because these t-shirts are the premium. You get the older style t-shirts that are just like a t-shirt, the type I'm talking about, like the scratchy cotton. It shrinks and fades when you wash it and all that. These are the premium, what do you call them? I forget the material, but when you wear the shirt, it's a very premium fit and feel, and they wash well. I've got the same t-shirts available. If you've ordered the Irish Guys Adventure Channel t-shirts or the Timepieces for Tomorrow t-shirts, it's that same quality, that same fit, that same finish. It's very nice. And I've got those. Again, I just designed them. It was this morning, the Epic Drone Show t-shirts, and they'll be hitting. Actually, if you look down below any of my videos, you can see my merch store. And as soon as they're available, you'll be able to find it there. And again, they're in multiple colors. So I think it's going to post, I think I've set it up where it's going to post the yellow shirt as the default. But I've got them available in probably 8 or 9 different colors. So I'm excited about that. And I think you're really going to like the design. And most importantly, it's a t-shirt that people can wear. It's not a poorly assembled t-shirt that just doesn't feel comfortable. I mean, these are very high quality. So, again, another way to support the channel. So it's, it is, it's going to be a fun month, May of 2022. And it's not going to end at the end of May. I mean, the thing about a drone, and I'm going to bring the Truth Seeker back up. The thing about a drone, the Truth Seeker, is that it's one of those things you become addicted to them, and they never bore you, because it's kind of like a camera. Camera's never going to get old. Videos and photos. It's the same thing with the drone. If you're using that device, that drone, to capture photos and or videos, it's never going to get old because it's such a unique perspective. So, this is just, obviously for all of y'all, for my viewers, the first thing that's so important is getting the unboxing video filmed, the first flight in the field, and then starting to address all of your questions within upcoming DJI Mini 3 Pro videos. So, it's a process, but it never gets old. And it is going to be, yeah, it's just going to be a lot of fun. I mean, there's no other way to put it. But I've had so many people, it's funny, commenting about, oh, there's already videos out there of the DJI Mini 3 Pro. Again, don't trust it. The DJI Mini 3 Pro at the time of filming this live show has not released. So anything that you might have found, don't assume it's accurate. So, but as soon as it releases, again, you'll see the videos first here, and then you'll be able to find it immediately on epicdroneshow.com. So it's coming, but don't fool yourself and see those videos that you might have found within a Google search or whatever and assume that it's already on the market, because it's not. On 5/7, which is May the 7th of 2022, while I'm filming this live show, it's not yet released. Got another vote in. We've got 7 votes. Does the DJI Mini 3 Pro excite you? Yes, 57%. No, 43%. So now there's more people that are excited about the DJI Mini 3 Pro than aren't. And again, we've had a few explanations as to why people aren't excited, and that was great. I mean, again, the truth seeker said, I'm droneless, but I'm not sold on drones yet, so I voted no. Perfectly acceptable answer. And then the Big B says, it doesn't excite me because of the cost. That's perfectly understandable. I mean, if the DJI Mini 2 Pro is priced too high, it's not going to be worth it, man. I mean, it's not. So that cost has really got to be appropriate. And if it's not, that's going to be a problem. I mean, it is going to be a problem. It has got to be priced right. There we go. Oh, and speaking of that, I need to get, you can see I've got the Irish Guys Adventure Channel coffee mug that I just posted, but I need to get the Epic Drone Show coffee mugs up as well. That was another item, another action item that I had. Let me see. I'm going into my design app here. Yeah, designing merchandise, man, it takes a lot of time, but it's one of those things that's worth it, because especially when it's high quality merchandise. Yep, I'm going to do a coffee mug, and I'm going to do, what do y'all think, just a basic white coffee mug? Or do y'all drink out of coffee mugs that are other colors? I mean, I could do yellow, white, blue, green. Yeah, I'll do a few different colors. Give some variety here. Let's see. Make the white one the default one here. Yeah, this is gonna be cool. So I'm gonna add my image. Again, I'm designing the Epic Drone Show coffee mug. Oh, wow. Came in huge, man. Okay, there we go. Oh, this is going to look good, man. Epic Drone Show. So you can sip on your coffee if you drink coffee. I don't drink coffee. Coffee makes me jittery, man. It just does. It's like, do a preview of my coffee. Oh, that's slick. That is slick, man. Okay, so the coffee mug is being, should hit the store anytime. And when I say the store, let's see, Epic Drone Show coffee mug. And I'm just going to say, show your love for drones while you sip coffee from your official Epic Drone Show coffee mug. There we go. Okay, so that should be available, I'm hoping, within the next day or so. So that's exciting. So, yeah, we got Epic Drone Show merch coming, man. Got to get that merchandise. Yeah, this is, I really appreciate all y'all's questions. There's been, not just here during the live shows, but on my social media, my Facebook page, facebook.com/IrixGuy. Gotten a lot of questions on there, a lot of direct messages on Instagram and Twitter. And it's just really good to hear, to be able to hear other people's opinions, in regards to the DJI Mini 3 Pro. And I'm just thrilled, man, to have a new drone to obsess over, because the Mavic 3 Pro just didn't do it for me. There just wasn't anything new and exciting about it. And this is going to be great. But we've been going for about an hour. Appreciate everyone's time. I appreciate, again, thanks again, Space Lord, for the super chat. Super chat, deeply appreciated. And everyone's comments and time and taking the poll. I mean, this has been a very beneficial live show. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this baby up, but we will see you next time. And we're going to stay in close contact, because this Mini 3 Pro is a big deal. Y'all have a good day.